to the next program. That is, I'm having an 2D array here. Okay. So now we are going to transpose this 2D array using pointer. Okay. That is, we are going to convert the rows into columns and columns into rows. Okay. So what we are going to do, we are trying to change this array into like, let's say, I'm going to say it is going to be 2D array, right? So it is going to be 1, 4, 7, right? So I'm going to convert this 2D array like 2, 5, 6, right? And next one, it is going to be 3, 6, 9 it is. Okay. So I'm going to convert this rows into column and columns into rows. Okay. That is what we will say it as transpose. Okay. For that, I need to take this element first, right? And I need to swap this element with the next element, right? Hope you understood. So I need to take this one and I need to swap with this. And I need to take this and I need to swap with third row, first column, right? And here it is first row, third column, right? So likewise, it is going to be, let's say it is, I need to take first row, first column, and I need to change it with again first row, first column. It is first row, second column. It is second row, first column. It is first row, third column, and it is third row, first column, right? So anyway, I'm going to transfer it with ji, right? So let us come to the coding part. Okay. Let us come to the coding part. I have this same array here. So before creating an array, I'm trying to print the array as it is. Okay, I'm going to use a printf statement and I'm going to print it as original array. That is original array before transpose. Okay, so let me try to print this using for loop. So int I is going to be start with 0 and it is 2D array, right? So it is going to be less than 3i plus plus. Being it is 2D array, I need to create a inner loop. So it is for int j equal to 0, j less than 3 and j plus plus. Right. So I need to print this one. So I'm going to use printf statement. I'm going to print an integer and after that I'm going to give a space, right? So what I'm going to print, I'm going to get the value, that is value of operator, from the address of arr plus I plus j. So if you need explanation for this, you can see my previous video, which is going to give explanation how this works. Okay. So now when I try to run this, you can see that when I try to run this, it is going to print the array as it is. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9. And we know that if I need to print it in 2-dimensional, I need to use a printf statement with a next line command here. All right. So now it is going to print 1, 2, 3 in a row, 3, 4, 5 in a row, and 6, 7, 8 in another. Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9. Okay. So this is how our original array is. So now I need to transpose the array. So to transpose the array, right? To transpose the array, first I need to iterate through each element. So I'm going to use int. I'm going to start with the first element. Okay. So I'm going to move until the third element. And I'm going to iterate through each element, I plus plus. And this is going to take the first row. And in first row, I need to take the first element, right? That is, I'm going to start it with for int j equal to, but here j is going to be the next element to I. Okay, so it is nothing but j is going to be I plus 1 it is. Next element to the I. Okay, if row is 0, then I need to take the value from the first column. Okay, so column is going to be 1. Right, because first element, there is no need to change the first element in all the rows it is. So it is I plus 1 it is, right? Then j is less than 3, and I'm going to move through each element it is, right? So now I need to transpose, that is I need to swap the values. So we already know how to swap the value. So I'm going to generate a temporary variable, and in this temporary variable I'm going to take the value of ij, that is in 0 0. In first case it is going to be 0 1, 0th row and first column, right? So for that I'm going to use value in the address of arr plus I plus j. So I'm going to store that there is value at this index. I'm going to take this value and I'm going to store it here, right? So once I store it here, now I need to set this value to this place, right? I need to take this 4 and I need to place it in this place. So we know this is going to be the place where we need to set 4, right? So here I'm going to set the value of ARR, right, plus J, right? So ARR plus J, that is ARR plus 1 it is, right? So it is going to take the first row, okay? And in this first row, I need to take the first value, that is I, right? Hope you understood how I derived this one. Okay, so I'll explain you one more time. That is, this is going to give the value 2. Okay, I'm going to store this 2 in temporary variable. And here I'm going to take 4. That is how I'm going to take 4. It is ARR of I, right? So I is here is 0. That is row of 0. And column which is 1, that is this address. For this address, I'm going to take ARR of j, that is column, that is row 1, row with index 1, and I'm going to take this 4 and I'm going to store it in place of 2. Okay, so after that, in place of 4, I need to store the temp variable, that is 2 here. Okay, so I have swapped 4 with 2 here, right? So this loop is going to be executed until all the values are transposed. So once it is done, I'm going to print the transposed value, right? So I'm going to print it is transposed array after transpose. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run the code. I'm just going to compile it and I'm going to execute the program. You can see it is going to print the original array and the array transposed. Okay, so you can see that columns are transposed to rows and rows are transposed to columns, right? So we have transposed the array using pointer. Hope you understood the program, and I'll share you another one program today. So bye bye.